number 10 belongs to James Petersen. Hello, Happy New Year. It's good to see you. All right.
Back in the 60s, no one used the word ambition. Counterculture, college, no one thought in terms of career. We thought in terms of escape, adventure, experience. A gap year wasn't going to cut it. We wanted a gap decade. I had friends who lived on houseboats in Sausalito, who climbed rocks at Yosemite, tended bar in Key West. I had a more specific desire. I wanted to be a god. A ski god. Unfortunately, I lived in Chicago. No elevation, lots of snow, no elevation. So what I did is every chance I got, every vacation, I would fly to Salt Lake City, get on a shuttle, go up Little Cottonwood Canyon to a resort called Alta. Although resort isn't the right word. There were 5 lodges, a mountain, and 500 inches of snow a year. There was no nightlife. For years I thought après-ski was the French word for go to sleep. I took lessons in the morning, lessons in the afternoon, and eventually I attained my desire. I was a ski god. I was beautiful. I was in a state of grace. At least once a week on a vacation, I would dress formally, a black one-piece ski suit with a tuxedo shirt and a red bow tie, which I tied myself, thank you. And I would go out for a day of formal ballroom skiing. I would dance with gravity. And at the end of the day, I would kneel down and kiss the slope. Drugs may have been involved. But I went there so many times, so often, that locals started to notice me, and they were good people. They said, come ski with us. You know, the only requirement is keeping up. They were friendly. I think they had a use for me. We would stand in the lift line and someone would turn and say, it's time to ski Death Couloir. Death Couloir. It wasn't on the map, it didn't exist, it was code. They had listened to the radios and the ski patrol was opening up a section of the mountain. And if we got there before everyone else, we would have fresh powder, untracked powder. So there I am standing at the top of Death Couloir. And they say, Jim, you take it first. And I say, I can't do that. You guys work here all year round doing menial labor. You work all year for a day like this, you go. Nope, you go. We want to see if it slides. So I look down this chute of snow. The snow is trembling with expectation, and I leap in and I go down, and it flows up over my face. I'm laughing there on either side of me, and we are gods. But even gods break. A few years later, I was just standing on the snow, and it dropped, and my knee came down in contact with a rock, and my kneecap shattered. And I go, what the fuck? And I come back to Chicago. They take my leg out of the cast, and the doctor looks at the x-rays and says, wow, never seen that before. You don't want to hear a doctor say that. My tendon had turned to bone, the kneecap had fused, my leg would not bend. And it wasn't a question of ever skiing again. There was some doubt as to whether I would walk again. So I signed up for physical therapy with a woman I came to know as Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS. She would strap me in a chair and put her full weight on my leg. I would faint, I would weep, I would reveal state secrets. The state burn of Illinois is, ah! After 6 months of that and 2 surgeries, my knee would bend. I would be beautiful again. I bought a ticket to Utah and went out and tried skiing. The knee hurt like hell, but not as much as Ilsa. And I doubled down. I accepted a book contract to do a guide to skiing, and I took 2 winters off and skied every mountain in North America. And on the last day of the project, I was in Canada, and I came to this bowl that was out of bounds, and I saw this group of kids packing down a fall-line slope. It was about as wide as a sidewalk. They would climb up, pack it down, side slip down until it was smooth as a baby's bottom. And I said, "What are you guys doing?" And they were members of the Canadian Junior National Downhill team. And they'd say, "Oh, this is practice. First you get used to the speed, first you get used to the fear, and then you learn control." And they would jump on the sidewalk and go straight down at 60 miles an hour. And one of them noticed that I had the same boots he had. He said, "You want to try?" I said, "Sure." I jumped on his skis. They were the side of sidewalks. I go down in a tuck, 65 miles an hour. I come out on the bottom, and the mountain just tosses me in the air. And I spin around. One ski comes off, hits my elbow. I come to a stop. We march up to the patrol shack to get a bandage and fill out an accident report. And the ski patroller says, name, writes it down. Age, writes it down. The room goes quiet. The Canadians say, how can someone that old be this crazy? And the ski patroller says, you're asking the wrong question. How can someone this crazy have gotten to be this old? In a couple of weeks, I was 30. In a couple of weeks, I turned 70. I'm taking my kids to Alta. We will ski. They will see that their dad is still beautiful on skis.